Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today we will present our material. The title is Reading Legal and Contractual Documents. Before we start the material, let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Sari Asyura as a moderator, and then there is Hastuti and NURMAYUNITA as a speaker. So, from this material, we will talk about introduction, stage of reading legal document and contract, key points in reading legal documents, and tips for reading legal documents effectively. So, what is reading legal and contractual documents? Reading legal and contractual documents is the process of analyzing and understanding the terms and conditions of a contract or legal document to protect your interests and ensure clarity. It's important to read legal documents carefully and avoid skimming over the fine print. Legal documents are documents that have the force of law and are usually used to regulate the right and obligation of parties. Examples of this document include contracts, agreement, laws and regulation, and financial documents.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given to me. My name is Hastuti. I am from class A. I will continue with the material about purpose of reading legal and stages of reading legal documents and contracts. Purpose of reading legal documents. The purpose of reading legal documents is to understand the rights, obligations, and rights associated with a particular agreement or legal situation. And then material about stages of reading legal documents and contracts. Step 1. Read and understand legal terminology. Legal terms in contracts are often specific and have specific meanings. It is important to understand these terms to prevent misunderstandings. Step 2. Understand the document structure. Legal documents usually have an organized structure, such as an introduction, definitions, main sections, governing rights and obligations, and concluding clauses. Step 3. Identify the parties involved. Be sure to recognize the parties mentioned in the document and their respective roles. This is important so that you understand who has obligations and rights. Step 4. Analyze each clause with sanctions and liabilities. Clauses governing obligations, sanctions, and liabilities should be read carefully as they have legal consequences for the parties. Step 5. Evaluate legal risks and impacts. Recognize the legal risks that might arise from the obligations set out in the contract, including the consequences of failing to fulfill those obligations.
Reading legal documents requires careful attention and a deep understanding due to their often complex nature and specialized terminology. Here are some important points to consider when reading legal documents. Understand the context and purpose of the document. Before delving into details, first grasp the context in which the document was created. Is it a contract, law court ruling, or another type of legal document? Knowing the type will help you understand its structure and context. Next, identify the purpose of the document. What is it trying to achieve or convey? Understanding the purpose will help you focus on the most relevant section. For instance, when reading a sales contract, the goal is to understand each party's rights and obligations. Identify structure and key section. Legal documents typically have an organized structure. Identify key sections such as introduction or background. This explains the goals and scope of the document, article, or clauses. These are the core of the legal document, containing rules, provision, or arguments. Read each article carefully, noting every word and phrase, as each has specific legal meaning, definition, or interpretation. This section explains specialized terms used in the document understanding. This definition is crucial to avoid misunderstanding. Conclusion or closing. This summarizes the document's content and may include provisions regarding dispute resolution. Look up definitions of legal terms you don't understand. Legal documents often use specific technical terms. If you encounter unfamiliar terms, look up their definitions in a legal dictionary or other reliable source. Ignoring unknown terms can alter your understanding of the entire document. Reading gradually and take notes on key points. Avoid trying to read the entire document at once. Read it in stages and take notes on important points you find. Techniques like highlighting, summarizing, or creating flow diagrams can help you understand and retain crucial emotion. Compare with relevant legal documents. If possible, compare the document you're reading with other relevant legal documents. This can help you understand the context and implications of document. For example, when reading a contract, compare it with similar contracts you've encountered before. Consider substantive and formal legal aspects. Distinguish between substantive and formal sources of law. Substantive law refers to the content or substance of the law itself, while formal law refers to how that law is expressed. Understanding both is essential for grasping the legal structure of a document. Tips for reading legal documents effectively. Use critical reading techniques, skimming to understand the general outline, then scanning to depend on specific section. Highlight or take notes. Mark important or poorly understood section for future inquiry with a legal expert. Consult a legal expert. If there are parts that are difficult to understand, consult a legal expert for a more accurate explanation. Understand your rights and obligation. Focus on the clauses that mention right and obligation, as these are the most crucial parts that have a direct effect.
So, in conclusion, the material explained was reading and understanding legal documents or contract is an essential skill to protect your interests and avoid misunderstanding. This process requires precision and understanding of legal language. Always make sure to consult a legal expert or notary before signing documents that have complex legal implications. And I think that's all from this material. Thank you all so much for your time and interest. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.